raise your hands. But with that, we'll get started. We'll go to the first question to Wender Ramirez. Wender.
Buenas tardes, Gabriel. Wender Ramírez del Mundo CR. Gabriel, Alajuelense está teniendo un inconveniente con 5 de sus jugadores que son titulares y no pueden entrar a Estados Unidos y están valorando incluso hasta buscar una reposición del partido. No sé cómo lo valora usted desde el punto de vista del cuerpo técnico como en cabeza del Atlanta. Gracias, Gabriel.
Questions just about Alajuelense traveling without some of their players and how that affects the coaching staff.
No tengo mucha información porque me acabo de enterar, porque hoy no he visto absolutamente a nadie de mi staff ni del club y me acabo de enterar eso, así que no puedo hacer ninguna valoración con respecto a esa situación porque no tengo todos los datos.
I just realized that it happened. I did not talk during the day with my staff, and I cannot talk about it just because I received this information a few minutes ago.
Next question will go to Zach Klein. Zach, go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. Just curious how preparations have going on the goalkeeper situation, knowing that Brad will not be able to play.
¿Cómo va la preparación de los arqueros?
La misma que he empezado desde el primer día. Estamos trabajando con 4 porteros.
Yeah, the same than before. We have been working with since we started the training session. We have been working with 4 goalkeepers.
Hoy tenemos solamente 2 a disposición para este partido.
We have only 2 for this game.
Y de esos 2 elegirá uno para poder jugar mañana.
And out of these 2, we will pick one for the game tomorrow.
Next question will go to Felipe. Felipe, go ahead.
Buenas tardes, Gabriel. Felipe Cárdenas con The Athletic. Tienen un partido importantísimo mañana, tienen otro en el fin de semana para arrancar la liga contra Orlando City, que es un rival del club, un equipo que también ha jugado muy bien en la última temporada. ¿Cómo ustedes van a manejar los minutos, las exigencias del grupo entre hoy y el fin de semana? Gracias.
Questions about how the coaching staff is going to balance this game with the game on the weekend.
No hay absolutamente ningún análisis sobre lo que pueda llegar a hacer después de este partido. Así que todo el análisis que hago y toda la exigencia y todo lo que debe ser es el partido de mañana.
We don't have an analysis about the game this weekend. Everything that we have been preparing is thinking about the game tomorrow.
Y no soy una persona que le doy importancia a una cosa más que a otra, sino que le doy la importancia a la exigencia que me viene ahora, ¿no?
Like I'm a person that I like to focus in the first challenge we have in front tomorrow.
Next question will go to Doug. Doug, go for it.
Thank you. Buenas tardes. Coach, is one of the 2 goalkeepers Rios Novo? I asked because the team hasn't put out if he signed another 4-day contract. And also, is Alan Franco eligible to be selected for this game?
Pregunta si Rocco es uno de los 2 que pueden estar disponible y también si está Alan Franco para este partido.
Bueno, le comento un poco la situación. Hoy estamos trabajando con 4 porteros.
Let me comment you like a little bit the situation. We have been working with 4 goalkeepers.
De los cuales, de esos 4 porteros, tenemos 3 jugadores aptos con permiso para jugar los partidos.
We have 3 players that they are available to play.
De los cuales esos 3, uno no tenemos porque está expulsado.
Out of these 3, one cannot play because he got a red card last game.
Y entonces tenemos 2 a disposición.
It means we have 2.
Los contratos y las reglas creo que las sabes exactamente igual que yo.
Like I think the contracts and the rules, I think you know them as well as me.
Y lo de Alan Franco no está habilitado hasta el día de hoy para poder estar disponible para mañana.
And Alan Franco is not available for the game tomorrow.
Next question will go to Joe Patrick. Joe, go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, Gabriel. Thank you for the information on Alan Franco. And I was just wondering if there are any other players that are not going to be available tomorrow from the roster.
Aparte de Alan Franco, si hay alguien más que no va a estar disponible mañana.
Bueno, no va a estar disponible Roseto, no va a estar disponible Adams, no está disponible, déjeme pensar. Bueno, Ben, el otro portero tampoco va a estar disponible. Y creo que no me olvido de nadie, que esos solamente es esos jugadores de que están en recuperación.
Yeah, we will not be able to play with Adams and Roseto because they are, for different reasons, they are not going to be part of the roster during the game tomorrow. And Alec Khan.
Next question will go to Orlando Castellán. Orlando, siguiente pregunta.
Gracias. Buenas tardes para todos. Orlando Castellán, Servicio Informativo en Deportes. Profe, ¿qué tan complicado puede ser el partido de mañana para ustedes? Llevan una buena ventaja, pero más allá de que puede haber muchas bajas del equipo de la Alajuelense mañana, porque muchos de los jugadores titulares no tuvieron o no han obtenido la visa para poder viajar hacia Estados Unidos y poder enfrentar el partido. ¿Sería para usted un partido en el papel fácil o lo vería más complicado por la cantidad de jugadores jóvenes que llegan y que quieran mostrarse en esta clase de partido? Gracias.
Question just again about the players who didn't travel and how they're viewing this game heading into it.
Todo partido tiene sus complicaciones y lo que debemos es reconocerlas y trabajarlas.
Like every game is different, it has its own difficulties. What we need to do is to prepare them and know how to face them.
Y sobre lo otro que me está preguntando, por mi experiencia, me dice que todo eso lo que está diciendo cuando uno entra a un campo de juego no existe.
Like I think the difference of what he's telling or he was asking, I think as my experience as a player, I don't see this when you are on the field as an excuse or as a way not to be able to play.
Next question will go back to Felipe. Go ahead.
Gabriel, después del partido la semana pasada, el técnico de Alajuelense dijo que Atlanta United tiene una idea de juego muy claro y no espera que ustedes cambiarán para el partido del martes. ¿Qué le dice usted eso del compromiso de su plantel, de entender los conceptos, de jugar con una idea clara y comprometerse a lo que usted está pidiendo, lo que está pidiendo el cuerpo técnico después de tan poco tiempo?
Bueno, no sé si están así. Sí que creo que debo agradecer primero a las palabras del entrenador y a mis futbolistas que hace 2 meses que venimos trabajando.
I'm not sure if we are in this point yet, but I want to acknowledge or thanks the other coach and also my players because we have been working for 2 months together.
Pero creo que también hay cosas muchísimas más importantes que una idea o que un posicionamiento táctico.
I think there are aspects more important than a positioning on the field right now.
Y creo que esos puntos los venimos trabajando con todos los chicos y en todo comienzo de algo creo que esos puntos eran más importantes que cualquier otra idea futbolística o posicionamiento.
I think our main focus was related with some points, and this point is something that we have been working with them since day one. And for me, this is more important right now than an idea or a specific positioning on the field.
Next question will go back to Doug. Doug, go ahead.
This may be similar to the question asked by Felipe, and if so, I apologize. But after having a few days to think about the performance last week and to watch the film, how well did you think the guys executed what you were asking of them particularly in the first half when it was 11 on 11.
Después de analizar el partido del otro día, ¿qué tan bueno crees que el equipo hiciste, sobre todo en la primera parte?
El partido que se planteó el partido anterior era lo que nosotros creíamos que era lo correcto.
What we prepared for the last game, it was what we thought it was the right thing to do.
En el primer tiempo lo pudimos jugarlo como nosotros habíamos entrenado.
The first half, we showed what we have been training since we start.
Fuimos muy competitivos.
I think we were very competitive.
Y después la segunda mitad resaltaron otras cosas del equipo.
And I think in the second half, I would like to highlight different things different aspects that appeared in this second half.
Okay, last question will go to Keshmer Gómez Muñoz. La última pregunta a Keshmer Gómez Muñoz.
Hola, profesor. Un placer saludarlo. Keshmer Gómez para ESPN. Profesor, una de las solicitudes que tendría Liga Deportiva Alajuelense para enfrentar este partido, si no se llega a concretar el ingreso de los 5 jugadores, que es la columna vertebral del equipo, sería que reprogramen el partido para el próximo jueves, cuando ya puedan cumplir la cuarentena y demás. ¿Usted cómo vería esta solicitud, teniendo en cuenta el aspecto del fair play y que, pues, por supuesto, no es un tema que vaya más que todo sobre lo futbolístico, sino que es extra futbolístico? Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes.
How would he view the possible solution of playing the game later in the week to deal with the players who weren't able to travel?
No tendré ninguna clase de problema de manifestarme cuando las cosas estén decididas.
I will not have any problem to talk about this as soon as this aspect or this situation is resolved.
Tengo muy claro lo que pienso sobre el fútbol y lo que es con respecto a lo externo del fútbol.
I have a very clear idea of what I mean football and everything that is related outside the game.
Así que me manifestaré cuando las cosas pasen concreta, no sobre una suposición, porque no me gusta hablar de suposición.
It means I will talk about this when we have a more clear information of what is going to happen. At this time is when I will give my opinion.
Vale, con eso terminamos esta parte de la conferencia. Please raise the hand icon. All right, Doug, first question, go ahead.
Thank you. It's good to see you, Emerson. I hope you're doing well.
Doing well, thank you.
Like you got a haircut.
Yeah, it's shorter.
So just describe, please, what the challenges that y'all are going to face tomorrow. A team an opponent that is going to be chasing the game, that is likely mad about the ongoing situation it's experiencing right now. Y'all want to advance. It's only your second game under your new coach, etc.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be obviously a challenge. It's going to be obviously we know a little bit more about each other now, so it's just a game. Obviously, we had a good result there, so they're obviously going to be itching to come here and put one on us. So we just got to make sure we're ready for it. We know their key threats already and all that kind of stuff. So we just got to make sure we do our work on the training ground correctly today and get out there and get another result.
Next question will go to Joe Patrick. Joe, go ahead.
Hey, Emerson. Can you just talk about, does it give you a confidence boost having just played that first game, going into another match, just kind of having 90 minutes of experience, at least with some of these teammates, just knowing that you can execute, the tactical things that you're called upon to do?
Yeah, I think it's huge for us to at least have the 90 minutes in our legs. Obviously we've had preseason games, but there's nothing like a real match. So yeah, the intensity was obviously higher. So I think having that game behind us, obviously working with each other on the field always helps. But I think especially those circumstances we found ourselves in, being a man down, a little bit of adversity, fought our way through it, got a good result. I think that always helps with morale, whatever time of the year it is. So for it to happen, in the very first game, I think is a huge boost, and I think we can be really optimistic.
Next question will go to Keshmer with ESPN. Keshmer, go ahead.
Hi, Emerson. Keshmer from ESPN Costa Rica. Alajuelense is suffering from some inconvenience because 6 of his players, of his principal players, have issues to get inside USA from immigration issues. Appealing to fair play, how will you see if the game is going to reschedule for Thursday, being a solution for this problem to that have Alajuelense? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we're not too sure. Probably not the right person to answer that question, but look, it's, you know, as a player, we just focus on what's in front of us, and you know, we play tomorrow as of right now, and that'll be our focus. And you know, we're going to work on the, you know, our game plan is going to be the same in terms of working against what we know that they put out last time with the players they had. So we're going to enter it like that, and anything that happens from here on out is kind of out of our hands anyway.
All right. Any other questions for Emerson? No hands right now. All right. Doug, go ahead.
It would help if I hit unmute before I start talking. Working on a story for Sunday just about the importance of the team bouncing back this year after last year's disappointment. How big of a driving point is that for y'all? Or is it just more about just focusing on doing the best you can do this year?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a whole new year. So obviously, you know, we had a bad season overall last year. We all experienced it, you know, as a group, and you know, but it's a new year. We've had, you know, a long preseason to focus on what we want to do this year, which it's been nice to kind of put that behind us now with our first actual game behind us for the year, and obviously with a good result. So I think everyone's just excited to kind of go into this year with everything being fresh. And obviously when you start off with a win, it's always nice, and we just can hope to continue to get better.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next question will go back to Keshmer. Go ahead.
Emerson, I see that you have 25 years. So Alajuelense has players of a high soccer quality, legendary players like Brian Reese. For you, how do you envision this opportunity to play against them? Brian Reese, Leonel Moreira, and some players that here in Costa Rica are very legendary and the history of CONCACAF. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually know Brian quite well from his days at Fulham. I played with him for a year or two. Obviously, great player. You know, great national team player for Costa Rica. So it was nice seeing him after the game. But you know, we know the quality he brings as an individual, and like you said, there's other players that can change the game for him. So you know, we just have to be really aware of those key players. And you know, for me personally, it's always an intriguing battle. You know, I gotta focus on my man, and usually it's either Brian or or the other midfielder. So it's always tough marking those guys and going up against them. But you know, at the end of the day, it's always fun.
Yeah. Next question, Felipe. Go ahead.
Hey, Emerson. How are you, man?
Hey, good. Thanks.
2 questions. First of all, and apologies if you've been asked this already, but could you describe like just the conversation that took place between you and Lisandro when you took on the captain's armband in that second half? And secondly, other than just like footballing concepts and tactics and how this team wants to play, what else has been important for this group to get up to speed so quickly and really be at a level that we haven't seen in a while here in Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the armband situation, that all happened so fast. I mean, I think the red card just happened, and Lisandro for some reason threw it to me, so I can't really speak much to it. Obviously, I thought he was going to keep it just because of his experience, what he's done and all that kind of stuff. But, obviously at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much to me. It was, I was obviously proud to wear the band, but at the end of the day, we were just all focused on our job. So, anyone could have had it and the result would have been the same, I'm sure. But in terms of as a group, I think honestly, all the new players that have come in have added so much in terms of just in the locker room, just morale, experience, and I think as a group we just mesh really well. There's a good mix between older players, younger players. We're all kind of learning everything at the same time, so it's just an exciting time for all of us, and I think we're as a group meshing really well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If we've got nothing else, I'm going to let him go. Time for one last question, if anyone's got it. Sure. Go back to Felipe. Last one.
Yeah, I'll take it. You've been really open with us. I always ask you this question, Emerson, but like your role is just, it's sometimes you're quietly really effective and other times you're just really involved. How would you describe how it went on last week against Alajuelense? I thought you had an important role. You turned up even on the left wing, had a shot on goal. How would you describe that evolution from what you were told you were going to be by Gabriel at the beginning of the season, and now you've had your first taste?
Yeah, I think it's been going really well. Personally, I've been learning a lot in that role in the center of the field. There's a lot of, we play with a lot of rotation. So, I think we have a lot of people that are comfortable in different areas of the field. So it kind of happens naturally, and, in that particular game, I was playing on Barco's side. So I know he likes to come inside and I'm comfortable going outside for a little bit if that needs to be done. So, yeah, I think it happens naturally in a game when things like that happen. So, yeah, for me personally, it's been very good. And, obviously second half I had to play a little bit deeper, obviously, just because it's 10 men. But in terms of just the progression, everything, I think it's been going very well for me.
All right. Thanks, everyone. That'll conclude our part of the press conference. Thanks, Emerson.
All right. That's fine. Thanks, guys.